Good evening. It's meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. We are tracking the snow developing across the Gulf states. So we already have some impressive snowfall totals for many of you across the nation. And in fact, we did increase those snowfall totals. We also had very impressive overnight lows and wind chill values. So we're going to start off with our watches and warnings. And you all know I like to restack and stack these models as I'm showing them to you in real time. I also like to populate different types of model solutions so you guys can see exactly what's happening as far as weather alerts in your community, because Weather Co-op is where weather meets community. Alrighty, so we have our 3-hour sat rad loop. Here's our sat. Oh, there's our sat. Here's our rad. See that in the green? But we're going to remove those for right now. We'll put those back, okay? Here's our watches and warnings. I am going to leave our wind particles on, and I believe I have the graph at 4 kilometers. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going with the, let's see, I'm going with the ECMWF, which you all know I generally tend to prefer. And 9 kilometers is the spatial resolution. And we're at the surface for all intents and purposes. I like the way this looks. I like the wind profile here. This is a great depiction of everything happening here. Now, if you look across the Gulf states, do you see how you have your blues, purples, and pinks? There's a lot of active weather. So I am sure many of you who are tuning in right now are maybe trying to help your friends out, friends and family across the Gulf states, because this is weather that is, I mean, of course it occurs. It's winter, right? But it isn't necessarily the most, what's the word? The most typical, right, for this kind of year, this time of the year. All right, guys, here, I just unpopulated this quickly. Not sure why I did that, but we'll fix it. See, it's fixed. Okay, so let's go ahead and highlight our weather alerts across the nation, because there are many. Do you see this one right here? I'm actually going to go to this one first, even though generally speaking, when you're talking about the hierarchy of weather, the royal blue here, because that's extreme cold, we go there first. But this one in Oklahoma is intriguing to me because it's populating and telling us that there is a special weather statement, and rightfully so. This is just would take years of experience of doing this. That's why I went to that one first. And the concern there is that there are slick spots, and it says some slick spots possible on less traveled roads this evening. A band of light to moderate snow has led to a dusting to a few tenths of an inch of snow accumulation in parking lots and less traveled roads across portions of northeast Oklahoma, including the Tulsa metro area. This light accumulation on roads could make them slick, so drive with caution. The more heavily traveled roads should not have as much of an issue. I'm assuming simply because maybe they're cleaning them, frequenting with salt or sand. Nonetheless, this is a wonderful update, so just please be mindful if you have friends and family in this area. That's why I went to that one first. Again, this extreme cold situation, that would absolutely pique my interest, maybe 1 or 2. But this one down here with these Gulf states having issued the winter storm warning, this is something I absolutely have been tracking for you. And in fact, over the weekend, I believe it was on Saturday, we were talking about this development in the Gulf that would actually pair up or marry that cold air, that Arctic air that was moving in, and that would provide the cold air needed through a thermal profile to give us snow. Wait until you see our snowfall totals that we're expecting over the next couple of hours, all right? This is alarming for anybody in this part of the nation. You've got to make sure you keep your community abreast, because this is going to be a problem. It looks like we will certainly have snow. We will have a wintry mix as well. And that's always very dangerous, especially when you're driving. So the winter storm warning has been issued, and this is in effect starting at midnight until 9 p.m. CST tomorrow. All right, so it starts at midnight Tuesday through 9 p.m. Tuesday, CST. It's heavy mixed precip. I just said that. We understand there's that possibility of snow, and we have the total snow accumulations up to 2 inches across the lakes region of southeast Texas into central Louisiana, with 4 to 8 inches across much of the southwest and south central Louisiana and southeast Texas. Ice accumulation up to 1/10 of an inch. Ice accumulation up to 1/10 of an inch. That is alarming. That is very scary, especially since we're considering the time frame overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. If I'm forecasting just in that region, now understand, because I'm going OTT, over the top, and because, we stream across. Oh, hi, I just got a mention here. Thanks, guys. Hi, thank you so much for joining me here. But because we're going OTT, I can look at the entire nation, and in fact, the entire world, and forecast. But if I'm just in that DMA, if I'm in that local area, I would be really concerned about the ice. That's, to me, number one. And then, of course, the snow. But that ice could be super tricky. We have a few more that we've got to go through in the pink. Now, I'm just going to populate across the Gulf states, but you're going to see here that a lot of you are going to experience that there, right? We're going to go through Mississippi, through Alabama, through Georgia, and in fact, part of the Florida Panhandle as well. So the concern again is this winter storm warning, which includes snow. But my bigger concern would be ice. Now, am I concerned about both? Certainly, if you're not used to driving in this, and I wouldn't expect them to, especially in the Florida Panhandle, it could be something that would actually impact your commute in the early morning hours, or all day tomorrow, really. So just something to be aware of. Give yourself extra time. So winter storm warning in effect in this area from 4 p.m. Eastern until 1 p.m. That would be 4 p.m. today, Tuesday rather, through 1 p.m. Wednesday. Trying to get that very clear for you. Winter storm warning in effect from 4 p.m. Eastern through on Tuesday through 1 p.m. Eastern Wednesday. All right, there's a lot there. So we have that heavy mixed precip. We have snow totals that could reach up to, we're going with that, 2 to 5. Once again, we could see isolated areas that could be a little bit higher, right? But that looks about right. The concern, once again, is that ice accumulation up to 2/10 of an inch. Okay? So we also have to be mindful of who's going to get what. So this is going to be a matter of either staying here with us at Weather Co-op. You can DM me. You can, post and share anything you want with me, and I'll certainly respond. We have a really good team of people that will respond very quickly, but this is a big concern. Now, remember, this all started because we had that polar air that was moving down. Remember, the polar jet usually minds its business, right? We're usually like, that's great, mind your business, stay where you got to stay up in the poles. But it buckled, and it allowed that colder air to filter down, okay? That, excuse me, that so I'm still having that air quality that we're still feeling here, that poor air quality is actually still impacting me personally with my breathing, a little bit with my chest, but I'm hoping I'll feel better soon enough. Still got to get to work and still got to update you guys. But remember, that colder air filtered in, the polar jet stream buckled, and allowed that cold air to come all the way down through the south. You're seeing it here. So that precip, what was interesting is the earlier model runs favored the colder air to steer clear really of central Texas northward, right? But as each model solution came out, we started to see that colder air filtering farther south. Now, that makes sense, right? Anytime you get that polar jet stream and that air just coming down, rushing down, it makes sense that it could come down that far south. But what happened was it was the pairing with that system that developed in the Gulf, and it allowed for that precip to change over. So this is a big one. We have our extreme cold warnings. We have our cold weather advisories. We also have our winter storm winter weather advisory. And with this one, I believe, is also an extreme cold warning. Okay. There's so much on here. The system is just like, what are we populating? We have an air quality issue still in Southern California, which is what I'm feeling, and you actually might hear it in my voice. We have this air stagnation alert that has been in effect for several days in Portland. Let's take a look to see when it expires. It expires tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Let's see. We'll get to Southern California in just one moment because we do have the dangerous fire weather with those gusty winds, right? So dry conditions, but do you guys remember how I said we would be looking towards the end of the month, like the last weekend of the month? We might get something. We might get something. I'm so excited. Mother Nature is so good to us. All right, let's go to the next model. Okay, here it is. This is going to push out through, I believe, Thursday. We're going to see how this storm system plays out. Take a look at what's happening in the Gulf, right? That's where the genesis of the available precip is, okay? That's how we're going to say it. We understand that the genesis of the cold air is coming in from the poles, but we do have to keep in mind that had it not been for this system down here in the Gulf that was developing and then pairing up with that cold air, we wouldn't have had any type of wintry precip, right? So I'm actually going to toggle this slowly because I want to go through this hour by hour and be able to pause. Remember, the focus here is CST. If you take a look at it right there, okay? Do you see that right there? The little hands on it, okay? CST. So we're going to continue this, and then look what I did. I wanted to make sure you guys were really clear here with what I had as far as the legend. So I created this little legend for you guys to see the rain, which includes the colors in the legend, right? We have the hail, we have the glaze, we have the wintry mix, and we have the snow. I think this is a really easy peasy depiction of what you might see when you take a look at the precip with regards to the state or the community you may be in, okay? Expect plane delays. Let me just say that right now. If you are traveling, please expect delays because you are going to see that this is going to populate with a lot of purples, a lot of pinks, and a lot of whites. See that? Look what happens. Houston. Look what happens across Arklatex. Look what happens across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida Panhandle, into the Carolinas. Look at that. We're getting that mix. We're getting the glaze. Oh my gosh, that's like driving on a skating rink, okay? And then we're getting a little bit of rain. And then as those temperatures go back below the freezing mark, you're now dealing with that refreeze. A lot here. That's just for that one system that's developing in the Gulf and is pairing up with that colder air. Then if we look a little farther north, do you see how this guy from Canada comes on down? He's like, oh, I want to make it down. I'm going to come down a little bit farther. But see, that's a really good indicator that we have a meridional flow, and that it's, I always say there's like that kind of roller coaster, like it's just up and down. When I say zonal, it's a little bit more like, you know, not much fluctuation in the jet stream, but it's a meridional. And how do we know that? We know that because we're getting polar air, right? And the polar jet stream is buckling. So we already know it's very, you know, wobbly. That's the word. I mean, it's not the most probably eloquent word, but I think it's just the easiest to understand, right? Visually, it wobbles, right? So that's allowing for that storm system to come down. It's a little one. It's a clipper. It's a clipper, a Canadian clipper. Generally not moisture rich, but there's enough in there to provide some type of precip. And with that colder air, 1 + 1 is 2. It allows you to have that wintry precip, right? Okay, continuing through Great Lakes, no surprise there. We're going to continue through Thursday, 10 p.m., and then that makes its way across Pennsylvania and New York State and New England as well, okay? I hope you're all having a wonderful night. Let me know if you need an update for. I'll be happy to help you, okay? Now, expected snowfall total or expected snowfall accumulation. So we're going to add a couple of pause points here. You'll see as I stop this right along the way. This is a very, very telling map. All right, we're going to get this going. We're going to pause this tomorrow at 9 a.m. local time, remember. Even though you might be Mountain Time, Pacific, Central, or Eastern, the perspective of this map is set to CST, so add or subtract hours accordingly, okay? Look at these snowfall totals. For Houston, Alexandria, New Orleans, Jackson, we're hovering in that 3 to 4 to 6 range. 3, 4. So look at that area. Look at the zone. Look at this little legend here. Look at this zone down here. Let's see. Can you see the little hand? And then we're going to pair it up with the legend. Here we are, okay? That's through 9 a.m. Continue this through 5 p.m. and then 9 p.m. Look at how this takes over the entire Gulf Coast. This is absolutely going to cause so many headaches tomorrow. I am giving you the update right now, okay? All right, I'm going to step off camera for just one moment. I'm going to grab some water. Bear with me. Be right back. I am back. Alrighty, so I needed to grab my water. As I was telling you guys, I certainly was impacted by the poor air quality here in Southern California, and we'll go over that in just one moment. I was just like, wow, I need water. Okay, so here we have our expected snow accumulation over the next several hours. The concern, of course, is that storm system developing in the Gulf, and it's pairing up with that colder air. Look at your snow totals. Please be alert. Now, remember, we just looked at a map that included a wintry mix and a glazed, which means ice. We're already reading that the potential for 2/10, 1/10 of an inch, 2/10 of an inch, and possibly more of ice will freeze in a lot of these areas. And why is that? It's because we're still going to be battling out the air masses, even though, let's just face it, the polar air mass is winning. You can see that we still have a little warm air. And whenever you're thinking about the profile of a column of air or precip as it's coming down, it can freeze, refreeze, melt, refreeze, melt, refreeze, melt, all the way till it makes it to the ground. And remember, freezing rain, if it makes it onto the ground or to the surface, and the surface is below freezing, it could refreeze or freeze upon contact. And that's essentially what freezing rain is, okay? Well, that is what freezing rain is, right? Freezing rain touches the rain comes to contact with uh, temperatures or surface that's temperatures are below the freezing mark, and that allows it to freeze over. Big problems. We've seen here that for roads that are less traveled, perhaps less busy, that can't be treated as much, they could see more ice. We're going to keep on toggling along through Wednesday, 9 a.m. And we see that New Orleans, you are hovering in that 4 to 6 inch range of snow. And now remember, you also have that wintry mix in there, so ice. Now, I'm not saying everybody in the area is going to get it, but it looks like perhaps some surfaces could certainly accumulate that. I am sure they are on it right now treating that. Savannah, Panama City, let's see, Houston, you guys are going to get some good amount of snow as well. Look at this. Let's even go to Flagstaff, Arizona quickly. Now, it's not the same system, right? We're looking at that one system in the Gulf that's going to move through. And it's going to come up and it's going to pretty much just skirt the Gulf Coast. It's going to continue northeastward, impacting Georgia and the Carolinas, all the way through the Mid-Atlantic. Now, the Mid-Atlantic already had their good amount of snow, their fair share. And if you go to our weather page, actually, you might be on two of our pages right now because I also have you on my page. But you will see that I posted some really good images from our Weather Watcher crew. They did such a great job, and I'm just so proud of them. I'm a proud weather mama bird. Okay, we'll continue this through Wednesday. And notice we can't forget what's happening farther north, right? Through the Great Plains, through the Midwest, through the Northeast, through the Mid-Atlantic, through the Great Basin, into the Uintas, into the Intermountain West, Pacific Northwest. Once again, the Great Plains, the High Plains. There's just so much snow, and that's because everything timed out really well. All right. I want to show you, we are expecting some rain, chance of showers. I'm not even going to say rain, chance of showers for right now for the LA region. That's Sunday, most likely. Okay. I'm going to keep tracking that for you. Here we are once again, continuing through late Wednesday, 9 p.m. And wow. I'm continuing because you can see that the states farther north are continuing to accumulate snow. But this storm system for the Gulf states, this is going to really impact you tonight through tomorrow. Okay, you can see. Look at that. Austin, Houston, Bryan, Alexandria, New Orleans, Jackson, Montgomery, Panama City, through Atlanta, Charleston, Wilmington, Savannah. Big problems, okay? Big problems. Please, please, please be aware. Okay. Yeah, we're going to continue through Thursday. And when it's all said and done, Appalachia, you're going to be accumulating quite a bit of snow. The Adirondacks as well, and up and into the Berkshires, which is to be expected, right? Mountainous terrains are going to do that, right? They're going to higher in elevation. They're going to accumulate more snow. But yeah, the Northern Rockies, you guys are going to get a lot of snow. I mean, there's just a lot of snow right now. Precip, cold air, works out. It's a marriage made in a skier's heaven. And the heaven up for a skier. I mean, I know my husband's a big skier, so it's heaven for him. Once again, we have our 3-hour sat rad loop. But what we did earlier, remember, we took off the sat and the rad. We left that off. And we wanted to show you the weather alerts, okay? Including this special weather statement. Once again, if you guys weren't with us earlier, we have our special weather statement because we are seeing slick spots and areas where ice is starting to accumulate. This right here is my most I think to me this is the most concerning and most alarming. Please give yours, if you don't have to go out tomorrow morning, don't. That's my recommendation, okay? If you can call out, if you can work from home, if you have an understanding boss, let them know, okay? This is not the time you don't want to go out right now because it's dicey simply because of the precip type and because of the overall impact of drivers out there, right? Not everybody feels comfortable driving in this kind of weather. And our current temperatures and current conditions. Look at this. Houston. It's snowing, 36 degrees. New Orleans, 38. Jackson, 30. Now, it might not be snowing a lot, right? But it's still snowing. Okay. Okay. Corpus Christi is dry. Mobile, get ready. Jackson, get ready. Montgomery as well. Dallas, well, now I do have this tilted, so that's probably why it looks a little off. Let me tilt it a little bit more. Guys, I hope you're all having a great night. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, hang on. Let me look over here. I might have some questions. Good evening. Oh, hi, Dave. Of course, it's my pleasure. And thank you so much for sharing those wonderful images. Thank you so much. Hi, Jim. How are you? Jim Cantori, one of the godfathers of weather, is here. So I definitely want you guys to see that we're concerned specifically about the Gulf states. Not that we're ignoring everybody else. Please don't think that. It's just that this is a very unique situation. Doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's a bad situation for everybody. So what they're doing is they're preparing, and they're just giving us the heads up right now that you want to be prepared, okay? So we're taking our time, going through this as often as we have to until we make sure that everybody understands that we do have a severe storm warning or a winter storm warning, okay? Severe weather situation. Alrighty, so we went back to New Orleans, snow, getting the reports now. Jackson, 30. Montgomery, 26. Mobile, 34. Atlanta, 23. Jacksonville, 41. Charleston, 36. We already talked about Dallas at 30. Stiles, Odessa, and Alpine in the 20s. Amarillo, single digits. Oklahoma City, 18 degrees. We already talked about the concern with that special weather statement that you want to be aware of, okay? Garden City at 0, 4 below. So we've got all these conditions, actual temperatures below 0 for Danbury, Scottsbluff, Rapid City, Bismarck, 13 below. Minneapolis, 17 below. That's the actual temperature. Sioux Falls, 14 below. Glasgow, 2 below. Billings, you're currently at 7 degrees, which looks warm, right? 17 for Salt Lake City. St. George, 32. We have lots of 30s and 40s and some 50s for those of you along the West Coast. Let's not rub it in for everybody else. The current wind profile, of course, you know that means I'm taking you into that wind chill zone soon enough because we want those feels like temperatures. So the wind, Bismarck was, what was it, 17 below? I think it was 17 below. 13 below. Minneapolis is 17 below. Bismarck, right now, your wind is at 5 miles per hour. Minneapolis, I'm intrigued to see your wind chill value, okay? So remember, you're at 17 below, and the wind is sustained at 11 miles per hour. Green Bay at 12. Rapid City, 4. You know what? Let me just zoom in a little bit. I know it looks like it's all squished in there. I saw so many wind speeds. I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, and by the way, let us know how you like our new logo. We want to thank our new creative director, Hani Fauzan, who is a UCLA Bruin and graduate studies as well in environmental sustainability and engineering. And he's a very creative guy. So I hope you guys like his new logo. We love it here at WeatherCrap, and we love him. He's phenomenal. All right, Billings, 24 miles per hour. Whoa, I'm dying to see that wind chill. Kansas City, 10. 15 for Oklahoma City. Amarillo, 10. Odessa, 17. Let's see these. Is anybody else waiting to see the wind chill values? I'm like taking my time here. Like, hurry up, Erica. Detroit 11, Buffalo 14, Chicago 11. Drum roll, please. Let's see here. Oh man. Ooh. All right, guys, look at this. Wow, I gotta tell you, it never, it never surprises me. Mother Nature's so cool. These systems, as long as you're prepared, and this is what we have been doing for the past several days, which is why I stayed late with you all, okay? I want to make sure you guys were all aware of the dangerous wind chill values and actual temperatures as well, okay? So it feels like it's almost 40 below in Minneapolis. Bismarck, 27 below. Rapid City, Scottsbluff, 17 below. Thermopolis, 23 below. You see the numbers here. What does it feel like in Amarillo, Texas? 9 below 0. Are you seeing this? Do you see this, guys? This is what I'm telling you. That we've got to be prepared for that air mass. It's not even all the way where we're expecting it to go. It's not even as far down as we're expecting it. Okay? I'll show you that in just one moment. Actually, let me go to that and I'll come back to that. Here we're going to show you how far south this is going to go. Okay, this air mass. Remember, thanks Polar Jet. Just like, we didn't need this right now. Okay, here we go. We're moving through the overnight hours. So remember when we're starting to see those winter storm warnings, a lot of them are issued starting tonight through early tomorrow and then through tomorrow night. So we're going to go through those once again, but notice how that blue there, hovering in that 0, below 0 to about 10, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. There's your legend. Refer to it. Can you see how that cold air is coming down? Okay. So I'm actually going to toggle through this. I'm not going to click through this. Look what happens. Okay. Do you see how that blue comes down farther south? Okay. I mean, look at this. In Minneapolis, where they're feeling like it's almost 40 degrees below 0, they're just, it's really cold. It's Arctic air, okay? Tundra. That's what we call it around here. Okay, we're moving down. See this? It gets a little better by tomorrow afternoon. Cold air retreats just a touch, but then, hey, wait for it. It's coming back, okay? So I actually had Tuesday. There was a debate in my mind. I had Tuesday and Wednesday battling out for the colder temperatures. Initially, I had Tuesday as a colder night, and then I went with Wednesday as a colder night and switched them up, and then went back to Tuesday, the colder night, bumped up Wednesday. So just a little battle there. So the difference between 7 and 8 degrees, I mean, for me, it's splitting hairs that I must do for you guys, but I don't know. You're going to be like, well, it feels like it's 7. Dang it, Erica busted. It's actually 8 degrees, and I feel it on my skin. No. Okay, we're going to keep toggling. So this is through overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, right? There we go. 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Look at what's happening. Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida Panhandle. Let's cross-reference. Where's my little handy hand here? Do you see that right there? Let's go touch on these states, right? Let's point out this contour. And then let's go up here and point to the contour. All right, that's what we're dealing with right here. Let's keep on toggling, guys. Keep on toggling. Okay. I may have to move this over just a touch. Yep. There we go. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Keep on toggling through early Wednesday, 9 a.m. Oh, thank God. It's getting a little orange and yellow, right? The warmer air is making its way back in. And then Wednesday night, wait for it. That colder air comes back down. This was a debate. This is why I was like, am I going with Tuesday, the colder night, or Wednesday, the colder night? Once again, if they're off, it'll be by 1. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you guys were all aware of that. Let's see. Anything else I want to make note of here for you guys over the next couple of days? Apart from that clipper, that looks like that will be moving down, bringing some more snow for the Great Plains starting Tuesday into Wednesday, right, which is what we saw there. And that will continue across the UP and into and across the Great Lakes region. And that will continue through Wednesday and Thursday. And then remember, we're looking for the opportunity to have rain in Southern California. So let's see here. Give me one moment, guys, as I look to see. I think I might pull this up quickly. Let me pick a, do I want the 8? I'll just go with the 18Z. You know what? 18Z, no, I'm not. My gut says no. I was okay with the 18Z back in September, October, but August, September, October, even into November. Since then, I'm not loving the 18Z that much. So we're going to go with the 12Z. I'm okay with that. All right, let me see if I can do this for you guys, okay? Give me a moment so I can share. Okay, might be able to do this. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, here we go. All righty. Oh, and you guys know I do love College of DuPage. They do such a great job, in my opinion, right? There are other wonderful models, but I do like College of DuPage. And let me bring this back. And remember, this is our GFS, and this is our 12Z run. We're going through, look at the upper right-hand corner, valid 15Z Saturday. And remember, over the weekend, like Thursday, Friday, I was telling you guys that I was looking towards the end of the month, maybe the last weekend of the month. We could see something here in Southern California, which we desperately need. And that's exactly what's happening here, okay? Oh, that looks so promising. I am very, you know what, for S&Gs, let's just go through the next one. Let's go to 18Z. There you go, see? I'm not. And let's actually go back to 6Z. No, we'll go to zeros. I mean, right now I'm just not happy with a 6 or 18, okay? Z. Yeah. We're going to get some precip this weekend. Now, it looks like it's coming in second half of Saturday through Sunday. And I am so excited. I can hardly wait. And then we're going to drag this back over here, okay? Hi, guys. Do you have any questions? Please let me know. Drop them in the chat. Hi. Yes, Simeon. Okay. I hope your mom and you are well. Air quality is still an issue. I'm actually having issues here with the air quality. I had to get up and go get some water mid weather hit. Yes, the winds are an issue. Additionally, the air quality, the aridity, those are all prime for, of course, what we're seeing, more concern for fire weather. But as I just showed you, it looks like we're going to get some showers late Saturday into Sunday, okay? So I'm going to time that out for you better. But I am really happy about that, okay? That at least is promising. When is the rain going? Oh, Rudy's the one. Hi, Rudy. Late Saturday into Sunday. Are you still on? I'm not sure if you're still on, just say yes, and I'll pull up the GFS that I was just showing everybody. Did you see it? Okay, Rudy might not be on. But I'll just go ahead and let him know. Second half of Saturday through Sunday. Oh, perfect. Okay, good. All right, so so hang tight, Rudy. Let me go back and let me pull up. Here we go. All right. Let's drag this puppy. Here we go. Are you guys looking? Let's go back to 15Z Saturday when we start to see something. And now we are on our, let's see, what run was it? We're on our, 0Z is starting to initiate. It's at 46%, okay? In the meantime, we'll go to 18Z. We were happy with 18Z. I didn't love it, but it does align with the 12Z. 12Z looks nice and robust. And then we're now waiting for the 0Z, okay? Let me see if I can show you what I mean. No, I can't. It won't allow me to show you the initiation. Okay. So that's fine. So look what happens here. Second half of Saturday. So 18Z Saturday. 21Z Saturday. That's second half of Saturday after Saturday evening. and then afternoon, evening hours, and you can see through Sunday. Now, I'm not expecting copious amount of rain, but I'm expecting showers to help out. We'll, of course, talk about expected totals. Can you see here? 5/100ths of an inch, 1/10 of an inch, 9/100ths of an inch, 5/100ths of an inch. These aren't crazy numbers, but it's still better than what we have been seeing, right? So I think for the most part, we are pretty darn happy right now that we are going to get some type of precip Saturday. Okay. So that is, I hope you guys are happy about that. I'm so happy for everybody here in Southern California because I don't know about you. I have been drinking so much water. Actually, my chest has been hurting. So went to go check out my doctor, which by the way, shout out to my doctor, Dr. Unger, Dr. Barry Unger. Congratulations on your retirement. He was my primary care physician, my internist for 20 years. And I have no idea who I'm going to go to now, but I'm so happy for him. He had some amazing footage of the fires burning right outside his house. Thankfully, his home was saved. Of course, we know that that's not the case for so many people, but we are so happy that Dr. Barry Unger is going to enjoy his retirement now with his wonderful family. Dr. Unger, I have loved having you. You have kept me so healthy. And my husband who switched over to you when we got married, before we got married, and we just love you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, that's it for me right now. I'm going to leave you with a look at our snowfall totals for tonight into tomorrow for the Gulf states. I am alarmed. I'm worried. So please, if you have family and friends in this area, let them know that they can contact us here at Weather Co-op. Don't forget, www.weathercoop.com, where weather meets community. And if you have any ideas for a weather hit that you'd like to see, please feel free to share it with me. All right, guys, be safe. Hasta mañana.